Hi everyone, it's JG here with Earth 5D University, back for another teaching where you are the light, the path, and the way forward, friends. So nice to have you here today. Welcome to the channel, welcome back. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel if you like the content. So excited to bring you a message today about raising our consciousness, right? That's what we do here at Earth 5D University, talk about raising our vibration, raising our consciousness to live an empowered life where we actually feel good. We're creating results in our life that feel good and that match where we want to head, right? In 2024. The experiences that we literally have in our physical, grounded 3D reality match where we want to be. Okay, so a lot of times when we think about the fifth dimension, we think, oh, that's so esoteric, that's so far away. But the truth is that a 5D perspective is just a point of view. It's just a POV. It's just the way you choose to see the world. And so what we've been unpacking lately, which I'm excited to talk about a little further today, is how when we start to look at our perception of ourselves as a child, right? When we start to look at our own inner child, because it's truly a reflection of what actually happened, right? And when we look at what actually happened to us as children, we begin to understand why we bond with others in the way that we do, and why our self-esteem has such a huge role in manifesting something better for our lives, right? We all have studied, most of you who end up here will have studied manifestation. We've studied The Secret long time ago, right? You've been practicing these tools for a number of years, right? And so why now? Why is it difficult to hold on to the things that we want to manifest? Why can that be challenging for you? And so when we start to unpack this, let's look at the inner child. And when we look at the inner child, there's no way to unseparate that from the way we perceive ourselves. Mother, father, siblings, preacher, teacher, neighbors, all played a role in shaping your self-esteem. They all played a role in shaping your identity. They helped you to define yourself. And because of the limitations of these people in your lives, many times that inner child was neglected, right? Many times that inner child did not have the ability to be thyself, right? We did not have the ability to be ourselves. We had to mold ourselves and shape ourselves into who others wanted us to be in order to be loved and appreciated and to fit in. So our self-esteem is damaged, right? Our self-esteem, the way we perceive our worth. Let's be very specific. Self-esteem could be perceived many different ways, but what I'm talking about here is the way you perceive your value, the way you perceive your worth. And if you did not get the validation for being yourself, if you did not get the validation and the support for saying, hey, you, my viewers, you're amazing the way you are, never change, be yourself, right? If you got that validation to just that, someone telling you how beautiful you are all the time, someone telling you that you should be the best that you can be exactly as you are. If you didn't get that, then you probably wanted to change, you wanted to be different, you wanted to somehow fit into society, right? And that just separates us further from self. And so when it comes to bonding with, let's say, a romantic partner later in life, we grow to accept much less than we deserve. We stretch ourselves to be a certain thing. We stretch ourselves to try to be accepted by somebody who treats us much worse than we actually deserve. And many times we will accept that in the name of relationship, in the name of not being alone. We'll accept terrible treatment sometimes. And I don't want that to happen to you, okay? I don't want you to accept terrible treatment. There's the fancy word trauma bonding. Let's back up the truck a little. Let's slow down this conversation for a minute. And let's everyone just focus on yourself for a second. And focus on your previous relationships and think about all the ways that you accepted from somebody much less than you actually deserved. If I were to share all the myriad of stories that I had about how I literally would accept just horrible treatment, and it's not because I intentionally wanted to be a victim, it's because that I thought that that's what I deserved. And so I'm going to continually talk about that correlation between how you valued yourself, or were taught to value yourself as a child, and that how that plays out in everyday life with teachers, preachers, bosses, your love relationships, coworkers, colleagues, friends. If you are not validated, and if you are not taught to love yourself, to accept yourself, then you will constantly try to mold yourself. You'll constantly try to mold yourself into being someone that this other person, name that person, would like. Today, I call to you to call back your power, right? And just stop right now by just noticing, what type of relationships do you have right now where someone's treating you disrespectfully? What relationships do you have right now where you allow yourself to be subjugated? That means you let other person's will come above your own. Where you do things for people in the name of friendship, in the name of love, that are beneath you, or that you wouldn't do if you loved yourself. There's a song by Jason Mraz that says, "What would love do now?" Okay, if you loved yourself, would you do that? If you liked yourself, would you take that email from that person, or take that request from somebody? I'm not saying that we have to be difficult, right? But I am saying, are you being authentic with who you are? Are you valuing yourself? Let's see if I can get that out. Are you valuing yourself enough to be in a relationship that's mutually loving, that's mutually giving? Are you in relationships, in a love relationship, where someone's treating you with respect, where you're getting the love and respect that you deserve? So that's really important today. And it's really important for your future, is to consider your relationships, consider how you see yourself, and consider how you are bonding, trauma bonding, with others. So the opposite of that, the unraveling of that, and the changing direction of that behavior of allowing people to treat you less than you deserve, allowing people to cancel plans. Oh, she'll just go along with it. He'll just go along with it. Allowing for treatment that's beneath you. If you loved yourself, would you allow that to happen? If you loved yourself, what type of people would you like in your life? And as you just become more aware of it, it will begin to change. So what happens is we are looking for big, huge programs sometimes, and it doesn't necessarily take that. All it takes is your awareness. So when you flow your awareness, when your attention goes, right, your awareness flows to that situation, where when you focus your attention and you put your awareness on this understanding of, hey, I understand I had a low self-esteem. I understand that I was treated less than I deserve. I should have been treated better, but I wasn't. The past is now behind me. How now can I begin to value myself? How now can I begin to focus on accepting me? Just loving me. Loving is accepting. Loving is accepting. Can you accept yourself? Bad days, we all have them. Good days, we have them too. When you're being like fruity and cheesy, can you accept that too? Can you allow yourself to be your truly authentic self? When you accept yourself, you're loving yourself. So you don't need these big, huge programs sometimes, right? You just need to flow your awareness to the truth. And the truth is, there's nothing ever wrong with you. When you were a child, there's nothing wrong with you. You were always good enough. If I need to tell you that right now, You were always good enough. If someone told you that you weren't good enough, that sucks. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. I went through it too. Many of us have, right? So if that happened to you, I know it's heavy. There's an ability that you have to switch gears, change gears, and now it's time to switch into, I accept myself. There was nothing ever wrong with me. The preacher, teacher, parent, sibling, aunt, uncle was wrong. And I can just be and accept myself. And in doing so, I will draw people to me who do not want to hurt me. They don't want to disrespect me, and they don't want to change me. They aren't going to just love me if I change 5, 6, 7 things about me and then I'll be okay, right? No. You can be yourself and be okay, and you will find your people. So many of us are estranged from our people, right? They're not in our lives yet, and that's okay. I don't care if you're 20, 30, 40, 60, 70, however old you are. It's never too late to find your people. Begin with accepting yourself. Begin with noticing where you're trauma bonding with others. Notice when you're bonding with others where they're treating you less than you deserve, and begin to flow your energy towards self-acceptance, towards understanding how, yes, you were a child that wasn't accepted for who you are, and you have a lot of pain probably left over, but you don't need to focus on that anymore. You're an adult, and now you can focus on who you want to be, and you can draw people to you that also appreciate that. And that is where we begin to hold our manifestations. That's where we begin, everything begins to fall into place, the puzzle pieces, because when we still have these huge gaps of not self-love, it's difficult to hold on to those things that we want, like the relationships, the money, the home, the material things that are not congruent with us having a low self-esteem. So self-esteem is a tricky word, but what I'm saying is, when we say self-esteem, what we're really saying is where you undervalue yourself, where you're not seeing your own value. Begin there. It doesn't have to be complicated. Begin there. And that is where everything can begin to change. It can all begin to change from this point of noticing where your attention flows, your energy will go. Notice where your attention is going, and let it flow to self-acceptance. Let it flow towards who you are actually. Let it flow towards self-love and self-care, not just the physical stuff, but the inside stuff, so that you can begin to see where you were allowing yourself to stick to people where they were not treating you as well, where you don't deserve that type of treatment. You will find your people. You'll find them. You'll find your people, and even if it's just one single step at a time. All right, guys, so that's my message for you today. I hope it's assisted you. So much love and light. I send so much love and light to your own inner child, sending you so many blessings to you, friends, right here, right now. I know that you'll experience them. That's the way it works. Intention for others happens in their lives, right? That's why we want to think positive intentions for ourselves and for others. If you need help with your own coaching, feel free to check me out. My information is listed down below. Check out my meditations. There's got to be something that can help you if you need extra assistance, okay? So much love and light. Take care.